And I've just remembered that I haven't got my gong with me because I'm actually at my parents' house. So we're going to have to, maybe I'll make the sound of a gong as near as I can to it. Ding. So giving ourselves a little bit of time to gradually settle into our practice. Settling into our body in this posture and beginning to find a sense of presence in this moment. You might notice how our mind tends to be caught up. It may well be caught up right now, and we can just see if we can start to release that involvement in thinking about the past and the future in favor of finding our body right here, our breath. Maybe we can begin with a gentle exploration of our intention for this practice. And this isn't about thinking and working things out. It's more about finding a way to clarify what we're really doing when we practice mindfulness and feeling connected to that. So seeing if you can clarify that for yourself. And if you're very new to mindfulness, then I can suggest that what we're doing is cultivating an ability to be in this moment, to be aware, and to do so with a friendly, open quality of attention. And then maybe we can ask ourselves, what is my motivation for practicing mindfulness? Why is it important? Why am I here? And again, seeing if you can connect with a feeling for this. It's not so much about thinking. And then letting that go and returning to an awareness of the body in the posture that we've chosen. Feeling our weight rooting us to the seat and the floor and the earth beneath that. And see if we can find the sensations of the in breath and the out breath already happening in the body. And if it's helpful, just experimenting with letting the breath lengthen and deepen. If it's helpful, you can count to 3 or 4 on the in breath and 3 or 4 on the out breath. And this is about finding a rhythm of breathing that feels really soothing and easing for us. And we may well notice that our mind is getting up to all sorts, even though we've decided to rest with our breath. And this is completely normal and to be expected. So we just keep coming back. That is the practice. We notice thinking and all the activity, and then we return to the breath, to the counting. And then releasing the counting and letting our breath flow in its own rhythm, no longer changing our breath. And we'll begin to feel again the presence of our body. The contact points between our body and the seat and the floor. Noticing whether we feel warm or cool. Feeling our clothes against our skin. noticing the diversity of sensation that creates our experience of a body. And for a little while, noticing in particular the feeling of the out breath and the sense of how this breath releases. And in releasing breath, we might imagine that it's possible to also release our involvement with thinking and keep landing into the body more and more. And now letting go of the focus on the out breath and seeing if we can rest grounded in the body with a sense of opening, sense of letting go of agenda, no particular instructions, just being here, not trying to get anywhere or do anything, not even trying to meditate. So at this part of the practice, we're just letting our mind be wide like the sky, as far as that is possible today. Our senses open, aware of the space around our body. And then with a very light touch, see if we can reconnect with our breath as if from this place of grounding and resting. And this isn't about doing anything with the breath, but discovering the rhythm of the breath flowing already in our body. And doing so just with a small piece of our attention, not with our whole attention heavy-handedly, but with a really light touch, feather-like attention on the breath. Aware of our body still resting here and the space around us also. And then seeing if we can notice our breath in the center of the chest, in our heart space. So a sense of breathing in the heart. This is a little leap of imagination because of course we don't really breathe with our heart, but see what it's like. Play with that feeling of letting our heart breathe. And again, this isn't about doing the breathing, but letting the breath flow in our heart space. It's a way of connecting with the heart as a center of experience. See if we can keep the light touch. And we'll probably keep pinging back into our head, into the thinking. So we just keep gently dropping back down, like our gravity drops into the heart. And seeing if we can experience being here from the heart. Experiencing our body from the heart, experiencing our feelings from the heart, experiencing our world from the heart. And if it feels difficult for some reason to connect with the heart in this way for you, then just come back to experiencing the breath. So I'm going to drop a question into our minds, a bit like dropping a pebble into a pond. So if we can just continue to rest either with the simple breath or with the breath in the heart. And this is our question, which I'm asking you to ask yourself. What matters most to me? What matters most to me? And noticing if a feeling surges in or an image pops up, sentences or thoughts might show up, body sensations. So just seeing all these as the ripples that the pebble of the question has made and noticing them. And if nothing's coming, that's also fine, just observing that. What matters most to me? And then letting go of the question and just being with the breath again. And feeling the wholeness of the body and the space around us also. So we're going to open up to a little contemplation of our life, just for a few moments. And the invitation is to see if you can be a witness to your life as it is. Maybe looking back over your day to day or your week and noticing impressions, images, places you've been, people you've been with. Noticing your way of being, your habits, where you are, getting up in the morning, eating, going to work, whatever it is you do. A little bit like watching the movie of your life, but it doesn't have to all come in a sequential way, just seeing what impressions show up. See if we can stay aware and mindful and notice how it feels to do this. Sense of really being in our life and witnessing it without trying to change it or meddle with it. Noticing whether perhaps there are moments that feel difficult or moments that are joyful or bright. Maybe there's a mood that comes and goes. Maybe there's a place that keeps showing up, like a path or a pavement, a tree, a room. And continuing to feel the presence of the breath accompanying us as we invite this contemplation. And if you did feel connected to breathing in the heart, then you can also open the eyes of the heart in witnessing your life and just see how this feels. So we'll come towards the end of this little contemplation, and let's just pause to appreciate our life as it is. It may not be perfect, it may not be what we want, but it is our life. And there is richness in it, maybe in places that we weren't expecting, or hidden corners. See if we can appreciate. And of course, there are moments when some other feeling is really present and appreciation isn't available. So if that's the case for you, then respecting that as well. And then finally coming back to the simple breath for a minute or two as we close our practice. Feeling our body as a whole, as a house for the breath. So, drawing our practice to a close by dedicating any benefits from this practice to our fulfillment in our life and to our deepest well being. And also a wish that the benefits can spread to others so that they don't stop with us and they spread widely into the world. Ding, ding, ding.